What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Personally, I really don't have a whole lot to say about this movie other than the fact that I really enjoyed it. It was very similar to the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and if you have not seen the first one already, I highly recommend seeing it. It doesn't really matter which one you see first. The stories of these movies I don't think are that important personally. I think it's really the ride you go on during the movie. I really think it's the fun, the humor, the lightheartedness you experience in the movie. So definitely go see the first one if you have not seen it. But I mean, if you're just going out with some friends, I highly recommend that you see the second one. Honestly, I'd recommend this movie to just about anyone. I can't imagine people who wouldn't like the movie. It really pushes the envelope in terms of humor used, especially in Marvel, as it still keeps that general acceptability and approval of just the normal Marvel PG-13 rated action movie, but the humor goes pretty far, and there's definitely a lot to enjoy. A lot of more of adult themes, really funny stuff. Definitely very witty, quick-paced humor, oftentimes very sexual in nature, a lot of really funny stuff, a lot of very awkward situations and I think that's what really makes the movie. The plot in Volume 2 is slightly more serious. There's definitely more of an emotional aspect to the movie. You get a little bit more of the backstory of these characters, and especially how that relates to them as family, as the Guardians are family with each other, and of course with Star-Lord and his dad, who's like a god or a planet or whatever, and then you have Gamora, and get to know a little bit more about her and her relationship with her sister Nebula, and you get to see them kind of struggle and end up kind of spoiler alert, befriending each other in the end. So I think seeing the dynamic of family in this movie is what makes it a little different than the first one. Is the first one kind of just that introduction, the characters kind of meet up and they just do their thing, really. This movie, they're definitely a lot closer knit, and it's kind of cool to see. Of course, if you've seen the movie, it does say at the end, Guardians of the Galaxy will be back, so definitely expect a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I feel like if they can keep making these movies as good as they are now, I don't see why they'll ever really stop making them. I could see them making 4, 5, 6 of these. It's quite possible they'd kind of water down the franchise by then, and they're probably going to get worse and worse. I hate to say it, but that's kind of what movies, especially Marvel, can do sometimes. But yeah, I definitely had all of that fun and action that the first one did. One thing I gotta say is I really enjoyed the use of color in this movie. It was just absolutely insanely over the top. I don't even think I've seen a movie, maybe I have, but not one I can think of, that used color so vibrantly and so excessively that it almost is like a rainbow just threw up on the screen. It is absolutely ridiculous, but it's fitting to this movie's comedy, to its lightheartedness, and I personally thought it was great. Honestly, half the time this movie felt like a complete acid trip. They're teleporting through different dimensions. You don't even know what's going on, but who cares? And that's what I love about it. Who cares about the lore? When we watch Star Wars or whatever, even if it's like a bigger, budget Marvel movie like Captain America or the Avengers, everyone wants to know every little detail, all the lore behind all this, all the backstory. In these movies, I just think, who cares? It's fun. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the humor. I'm enjoying the action. I don't care what's going on. They're teleporting through space. There's a planet. They're just creating stuff out of nowhere. Who cares? Because you're having fun. And honestly, the more I think about it, this movie isn't even really a movie that needs to be reviewed. I can sit here and critique every little thing, but who cares? I can compare it to the first one, why it's as good or maybe it's less good or whatever you think. But the bottom line is this movie's a lot of fun, and that's what something like Marvel should be doing. That's the goal for, first stream cinema. It's about making money. It's about providing something that audiences can enjoy, that they can go into, have some popcorn, go with some friends, have fun. And this movie did it. It did not take itself seriously. And honestly, it was exactly how I predicted it to be. Obviously not the specifics, but the general feel of the movie was very much in line with what I thought it was going to be like, and I thought I was going to enjoy it, and I did. So yeah, I really don't have much else to say about this movie other than I highly recommend that you go see it, especially if you like the first one. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for future reviews. Until next time, signing off.